You've been so valiant for 75 years. 75 years of unrelenting Zionist aggression, white supremacy, settler colonialism. And here in New York City, they may try to make us feel like a minority. But look at Nigeria. Look at Morocco. Look at Turkey. Look at Lebanon. Where's Jordan at? Where's Egypt at? Where's Lebanon at? Where's Syria at? And that was Nasser's dream of pan-Arab resistance and pan-Arab unity. So I'll do something between teaching, though. Y'all are the real experts. Y'all been studying anti-Zionist history for longer than me. So I'm not sure what I can teach y'all, but you know, I'll say a little something. How important to distinguish between the true history of anti-Semitism, which comes from where? It comes from Tsarist Russia. It comes from Nazi Germany, and way before Nazi Germany, there was a history of pogroms where they scapegoated Jewish communities. That wasn't happening in Palestine. That wasn't happening in Damascus. That wasn't happening in Beirut. But the Europeans, the colonizers, have been consistent in exporting their problems, including what they defined as the Jewish question or the Jewish problem. Instead of resolving their own bigotry, their own anti-Semitism, their own backwardness, with British imperial foresight, they foresaw that they could export this problem to a people that they categorized as unruly and savage, because the Zionist project since the 1880s, through the 1890s, through the Balfour Declaration in 1917, until 1948, we just came from the United Nations. That's why I was a few minutes late. We delivered a petition to the United Nations demanding a ceasefire now. And truthfully, that's like the most liberal, moderate demand one could imagine, when one side has all of the nuclear weapons, all of the sophisticated technology, and similar to what the U.S. did to Iraq for decades, and what the U.S. has done to the Somalis and the Yemenis, these Israelis who pretend to be heroes with their fake IDF videos, it makes me sick. None of us have slept the same way for the past 45 nights. This is not just an assault on the humanity of the Palestinian people. This is an assault on the consciousness, on the serenity of every Arab person in the world, of every Muslim person in the world, of every true Jewish person in the world. And make sure y'all get this on camera. Zionism divides the historic Jewish soul right down the middle. In a shout out and praise, in full solidarity to our Jewish sisters and brothers, from Jewish Voices for Peace, from Jews Against Racial, not against. God forbid one gets one word wrong in this social media era. Jews for Economic and Racial Justice, and Not in Our Name, and how many different Jewish organizations that represent the true history of Jewish solidarity with the oppressed and with the underdog. I've been trained, I've been educated by my Palestinian sisters and brothers and mentors and comrades since the 1990s. At every Israeli Day parade, which is really a Zionist parade of white supremacy and colonial arrogance. In all of our years in the streets, I never heard one Palestinian comrade or leader say one anti-Semitic word. This has nothing to do with being anti-Jewish.
Correct.
This is about being anti-genocide. This is about being anti-Holocaust. Another one for posterity, for history. The Jewish soul, the Jewish historic soul that Abraham Leon and Isaac Deutscher and so many Jewish scholars wrote about and theorized about. The Jewish soul is trapped between two Holocausts. How important, and it reestablishes our sanity and our hope in humanity to see our Jewish sisters and brothers, our Muslim sisters and brothers, our Christian sisters and brothers, because this is not a religious question. This is a colonial question. This is a question of injustice and justice, of the oppressed and the oppressor. To see a united people take over the Statue of Liberty, Grand Central Station. I just flew directly back from Los Angeles. That's why I still got a little bit of sun if y'all ain't noticed. Across California, Los Angeles is saying, Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
And up in the Bay Area, from West Oakland to the Mission in San Francisco, the Bay Area as well is standing up against AIPAC. And against this filthy, corrupt money that tries to buy politicians in this country. And across California, and across the United States, and across the world, we are not the minority. We are the vast global majority.
Yes.
I've been here at John Jay since
Here, hold this.
2006.
No, put that.
Little tech issues here.
Yeah.
Our apologies.
Hold on. Guys, this is a new one. My apologies.
You gotta hold it. I'll show you. Like this.
Yeah, I was trying to catch it.
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
I've been here at John Jay for 2 decades. Never have I received so many threats, bullying, intimidation, and it's always, we're gonna take away your job. Why don't they have real debates with us? We'll go anywhere, anytime, and have an honest, mutually respectful conversation with anybody about this history, because we are confident, unlike the Zionists, that history is on the side of the oppressed. But they don't want to debate. They want to come in and up in our DMs. They want to come comment on us. They want to threaten us. Are we going to let them threaten us?
No!
They want to dox us. Are we going to let them dox us?
No!
They want to intimidate us. Are we going to let them intimidate us?
No!
They want to silence us. Are we going to let them silence us?
No!
And we need more educators. We need more journalists to step up. Don't be afraid. When you're controlled by fear, from any perspective, spiritually, politically, emotionally, when you're controlled by fear, you will never realize your true human potential and worth.
I think it would be easy if you hold it though. 'Cause I can always hold it.
I hate holding this darn thing, but as
Or Miriam, come
revolutionaries, we're flexible. Teamwork and cooperation. Imagine Elon Musk, speaking of the biggest hypocrites in the world, they criminalize our words as genocidal bombs drop over 2.3 million people trapped in a ghetto roughly the size of the Bronx. And the police officers who are on hand and the John Jay security guards, if they were bombing your people, maybe you would care. We often ask when we look at the NYPD and how they look at us with so much hatred and arrogance, is there a heart still beating beneath those badges?
No.
Beneath those uniforms?
No.
Especially the Latino cops. The Haitian cops, can you still call them Arab cops? You've sold your soul to the oppressor. Shame on you!
Shame on you!
Shame on you!
Shame on you!
The same NYPD that humiliates us
Yeah.
and brutalizes us because we don't have the $3 to take the 2 train from the South Bronx or Flatbush to get to, I've been teaching here 20 years. I forget the name of this university. Is it Frederick Douglass? Is it Frederick Douglass University?
Wrong racist. Next one.
Is it Malcolm X University like it should be? If there's a true educational movement here, one day this university will be named George Habash University. Or Layla Khaled University. Those are our heroes because they always stood on the right side of history with the oppressed. One thing I want to comment on, have we ever experienced this level of censorship?
No.
We're trapped in our little bubbles on Twitter, Instagram. I'm too old for TikTok. Y'all can educate me on TikTok later. I'm 45. That's not my generation. I never thought I would say that I missed more backward, racist, and Zionist-minded people up in my social media because nowadays we can barely even reach them. It almost feels like the censorship is complete. And we have to call out the hypocrisy of the United Nations, of the U.S. They claim to be civilized. Almost a century ago, journalists asked Gandhi in India what Gandhi thought of Western civilization, and Gandhi reflected and said, I think one day it would be a good idea. Because it doesn't exist. The West is terribly, terribly consistent. And how symbolic that we're standing here on 10th Ave on quote-unquote thanks-taking week, which we understand to be thanks-taking week, or Happy Genocide Day, because the same thing that they're doing in Gaza and in the West Bank and in occupied Palestine today, they've been doing to the Cherokees and the Seminoles and the Wampanoags and how many different indigenous nations. So the struggle, and I'll end with this, the struggle of the underdog everywhere is the struggle of the Palestinians. I could never feel prouder to be protected and guarded by one of the last beautiful, sane things left we have in this world, and that's the Palestinian flag. And Palestinian resistance. And Palestinian love. Palestine is the underdog. Palestine is Malcolm X and Assata Shakur. Palestine is Puerto Rico and all occupied people. Palestine is poor white people everywhere and everyone who's ever been oppressed, humiliated, brutalized by the police, That is Palestine, because Palestine is humanity.